Hey guys, it's Donna with Resale Tips and Tales and Kyla, and today we are bringing you our sales from February. So February was a really great month again for me, so I wanted to take a few minutes and share with you some of my favorite sales and some interesting sales so I can help you guys along with your journey and what you're selling on eBay as well. You wanna go play? All right, so my exciting news for February is I've been kind of dabbling in Poshmark, trying to figure out how to up my sales on Poshmark. It's like a whole different world from eBay. But what I found out is that you have to do a whole bunch of sharing. Okay, I guess you're gonna see my entire living room. Okay. Anyway. But the exciting news is that I sold 13 things on Poshmark, which was a huge increase from January. I want to say January, what did I sell? 3 or 4 things? It might have been more than that. But 13 was pretty good for me. So as long as it keeps increasing, I love that now I don't have all my eggs in one basket. Like I feel like if I put everything into eBay, what happens if eBay crashes or eBay goes away or eBay changes their rules? So this year my goal was to really branch into another selling platform. There's so many others, but I really wanted to focus on one at a time. So once I feel like I've mastered Poshmark, then I might be able to move on to Mercari. So that's my new strategy for 2019. And so moving forward, I'm just cross-posting. So everything that I have on eBay, all the clothing, shoes, handbags, I'm now cross-posting onto Poshmark. So nothing different in terms of what I'm listing on the 2 different platforms, but it seems to be working so far. So I'll keep you posted on that, and I'll tell you guys which ones I sold on Poshmark. So also I had 2 brands that were like huge winners this month. I just kept selling them, which are 2 of my favorite brands anyway. Brooks Brothers and also White House Black Market. So the funny thing about White House Black Market is I found out about this brand years ago when I started on eBay because my husband's friend had a girlfriend that had a bunch of stuff she wanted me to do consignment with. First time I'd ever done consignment, which it turned out to be great because I learned a lot of good brands. She had some nice high-end things, and one of them was White House Black Market. I had never heard of it before in my life. So that's another good way to learn new brands. If you have consignment or friends that want to sell things that don't want to spend the time to do it, you can always get inventory that way as well. So always think outside the box. If you feel like you're losing things at thrift stores, you can't find things, ask your friends. See if they have things that they want to get rid of. Especially nowadays with that whole Marie Kondo, the Kondo Marie style, whatever it is, where everybody's gutting their closets. Ask your friends. Tell them not to donate them, donate them to you. Or tell them that you can help them make money as well. So just want to throw that tip out there. So let me show you the Brooks Brothers things I sold first, and then I'll show you the White House Black Markets, and then I'll kind of show you the other things that I fill in with the other things I sold. All right, so this first item here, this is a Brooks Brothers 346 is a type of style that they do, but it's just a blue and red plaid shirt for men, and I only paid $3.08 for it, and I sold it for $14, so not a huge profit. But again, Brooks Brothers is one of my called the bread and butter. So these are the brands that are always consistent for me. So even if I make $5 or $10 on it, it at least keeps my sales going. So that's why I love these brands. Another Brooks Brothers here, this is just a green mercantile cotton, which is like a really, really soft cotton shirt. And this one, I did pay a little much for this, is $4.79, but I sold it for $22. So that was a good profit. Let's see, more Brooks Brothers. Let me see what I can find here. This one is a Brooks Brothers orange basic polo cotton shirt. This one I paid $2.25 for, and I sold it for $15. So like you see, they're just really standard between $15 and honestly the nice dress shirts I sell up to $30 usually. Another Brooks Brothers here, this is a white, blue, and red cardigan. So this is for women, and I kind of advertised this also for like Independence Day, 4th of July, Labor Day, that type of thing. Paid $2.63 for this and sold it for $25. So, and this was a pretty quick flip. I think I flipped it within 2 weeks, so that was nice. Wish all of my things were like that, right? Another Brooks Brothers, I found 2 of these actually the same day, but this one was new with tags. This is a white women's button front tank top, and I only paid $1.25 for it, and this one I sold for $20. And then the other one was blue, but the blue one had some sort of staining on the armpit area that I couldn't get off, but I still sold it, and I sold it for $12, so I was happy to kind of move that off my inventory. This next Brooks Brothers is a cashmere sweater for men, and it had this really cool zip on the top of it, so I knew this would be a good seller. This one I paid $4.31 for it, but I sold it for $25, so that was a really good sale. And plus I sold this on Poshmark. So I think some of the nicer pieces are what's selling on Poshmark, so I'll have to keep that in mind as I'm listing things. This is another Brooks Brothers. This is a blue Oxford shirt for men, and this came out of my husband's closet. So this got to be too big for him, actually. So I said, hey, give it to me, I'll sell it. Only got $14 for it, but didn't pay anything for it. At least I don't remember. He's had it for a while, so made $14 on that. So those were all the Brooks Brothers. Now let me show you the White House Black Market things that I sold. Let's see here. This first one here is a tube top. So I've actually been sitting on this for a little while, for almost a year. And I paid $2 for it at the time, and I sold it for $18. So I was happy with that. Let's see what else. This one here is a turquoise blue cardigan. I thought this was really pretty. And I paid a little much for this, $4.31, but I sold it for $22, so that was worth it. There are certain brands that I will pay up for because I know they're gonna sell. And then I sold 3 recently, which was kind of crazy. 2 of these are on Poshmark. White House Black Market, this is a floral silk shirt for women. I thought this was really pretty. Only paid $3 for it, and I sold it for $20, and that was on Poshmark. The next one here, this is a black turtleneck with a zip in the back, and I had so many watchers on Poshmark for this, but it sold on eBay. I only paid $1.25 for this and sold it for $15. I kind of wish I had marked it up a little bit more with as much interest as I got on it, but there was no best offer. They just paid right out for it, so that was good. And then this last White House Black Market, this is a pair of black wash jeans. Now, that is one thing I normally do not pick up anymore is the jeans for White House Black Market because they sit forever. I've had these for over a year and finally sold them. I only paid $2 for them, so that was still a good price. And I sold them for $19 on Poshmark. But all of the tops sell really fast. The jeans, maybe not so much, or maybe I'm not marketing them properly. If you have suggestions on that, let me know. But they did sell today, which is great. I still have like 3 more in my inventory. All right, so let's go through all the other things that I picked up that I think are worth sharing, and then I'll leave my bigger sales for the end. So hang in there with me. This is all of February. All right, so this item here, this is an LL Bean. I love LL Bean. It's very classic. People are dedicated to this brand. But this is a really cool fleece white vest. It had like this Nordic pattern on the front of it. Paid $4.99 for it, and I sold it for $16. So, and I've had this since 2017, so I was happy to get rid of that. This was a different one. This is a leather limited tan suede jacket, which was kind of odd, but I only paid $1 for it, so why not? It's a leather jacket. And I sold it for $20, so somebody's loving that. The other thing I like to do is all of our babies are grown up now, so as they are grown, we pass clothes around throughout the whole family. I'm sure you can relate. But now that everybody is growing out, I keep all of the good brand stuff, and now I'm selling it on eBay. So everything else I donate to my friends and to family members. But this is one of those examples. This is a Rosalina. So this is a great brand to sell for children. And this is a cool little smocked dress. So I didn't pay anything for this, and it sold it for $21.50. So that was cool. This next pair of shoes I sold on Poshmark. This is by a company called Merrill. These are typically really good shoes to pick up. And these are a cool little, like a lime green sneaker. Paid $5 for them, but again, good brand, and sold them for $30. So that was cool. This next brand is a Dansko clog. The only reason I picked this up was because of the pattern on it. It's like a houndstooth, and it was a really soft, almost a suede material. I don't have it here. It might have been suede. And they were only $3. I will warn you though about Dansko. They do tend to sometimes dry rot. So you want to do the twist test when you're in the store. Make sure that the bottoms, the rubber part, as they get old, soften and they break up. So when you twist it, it literally will fall apart. So make sure you're doing that. Now the person, thankfully, they loved it. They left me positive feedback, but just be very wary of the older style Danskos. Even brand new Danskos, if they've been sitting for years and never been used, they can still do the same thing. So just be careful. But I sold them for $16, so I'm still happy with that. And like I said, the customer was happy. This next one is cool. This is a vintage Space Jams long sleeve t-shirt. I loved this cartoon when I was a kid. Paid $3.74 for it and sold it for $25. I sat on this for a little while, but it was worth it, so I thought that was a cool flip. This next pair of shoes I sold on Poshmark, and these are by Rockport. I don't typically pick up Rockport, but these were brand new. They were these cute little tan ankle boots, and I wish they had fit me, but they were a little too big for me. Paid $3 for them, so why not? They were brand new. And I sold them for $40. So I was happy about that. This next pair of shoes is very similar. I, again, don't typically pick this up unless it's a special type of shoe. This is Jessica Simpson, but they're really cute. I had a lot of interest on these. It was a brown fur boot, and it had like a ribbon wrapped around them, so lots of people interested in them. I did pay $7.50 for these, but I sold them for $40, so it was well worth it. And I think I sold them within a week, if not a few days. This next, I was surprised at what I got for this. This is a Pendleton gray wool blazer, and I only paid $1.50 for it. Typically, Pendleton only sells if it's the vintage styles, especially the Native American designs, the Aztec designs. The blankets are huge. If you ever come across a Pendleton vintage blanket in that Native American patterns, pick it up. It is so worth it. But this was just a basic gray blazer, so I didn't know how it would do, but I got $25 for it, so I was happy about that. Let's see here. Here's another, this is a vintage style LL Bean sweater, and I sold this on Poshmark, so that was cool. Only paid $4 for it and sold it for $18. Let's see here. This is a cool wallet. This is by Victoria's Secrets, and these are hit and miss as well, but because of the uniqueness of it, and I couldn't find any similar comps to it, I picked it up. Plus, it was only $2.50, but it was really cool. It had glitter and stripes on it. It was like a wallet purse, which was interesting. It had a chain on it. Anyway, I got $20 for it, so I was happy in the end. This is a unique item. I picked this up at a little local thrift store, Salvation Army. This is Weight Watchers point calculator. Anything Weight Watchers, you want to pick it up if it's the right price, because people definitely search eBay for it because they don't want to pay full price for it. Only paid 80 cents for this, so why not, right? And I sold it for $10, so that's a great profit. Okay, this next item, this was one of my higher end things I sold. This was a Lucky Brand vintage leather style purse. It was really cute. It was naturally distressed, but it's their vintage inspired line, so they're not actually vintage, but it's called vintage inspired. So they have that worn, aged look to them. Paid $4 for this, and I sold it for $50. Yay! I was so excited. That was a quick flip too. This one I'm sure I sold for the upcoming St. Patrick's Day holiday, but this is Christopher Banks, St. Patrick's Day green cardigan. Only paid $1.75 for this, and I sold it for $20. I actually had said in my video, if you see my haul video when I picked that up, that I was going to keep it for myself, so I guess I have to find something else to wear for St. Patrick's Day. This shirt I have had for almost a year. This is a Margaritaville Hawaiian style linen shirt for men, and I paid too much for this. I paid $4.98 for it, and I only sold it for $12, but I at least made my money back and made a little tiny profit on it, so that's what matters. This next item here, this is the 31 purses. These are the ones that have the home parties. There's quite a few of these that go around, but this is a cute little tan. I had like a swirly type pattern on it, if I remember right. Paid $4 for this, and I sold it for $20. So pick those up. You don't want to pick the ones up that have initials on them. They'll do like personalized initials. Don't pick those up. But obviously the blank ones will sell well. The only reason I want to share this next one for you is because I love this brand. This is DKNY. You don't see this a lot anymore, but this is Donna Karen. So of course my name's Donna, so I've always loved this one. But this is a cute little tote. It had tan suede on the outside, and the inside had like an apple design, so it was reversible, which was neat. Only paid $1.49 for this, and I sold it for $12. And I've had it for almost 3 years. So stuff still sells. I think I actually ended that listing and relisted it, so make sure you see my video on how to get rid of your old listings that have been sitting for a while, because it does work. I've been selling a lot of my old inventory this past year just doing this one method, so make sure you check that video out. Let's see here. This was a shirt I didn't think I was going to sell because it was missing some buttons on it, but I still listed it because it's a great brand. And it's the only time I've ever found this brand. This is a Brioni, B-R-I-O-N-I, and I had seen some other YouTube videos of people selling these, especially the men's suits if you ever find them, but this is the only time I've ever found this brand. So I picked it up. It's a men's just basic dress shirt, and like I said, it was missing some buttons. Paid $3 for it, and I sold it for $20. And they were happy. So I guess maybe they had buttons at home. I don't know. This one was neat. This was a vintage style Snoopy ugly Christmas sweater, and I picked this up at a church bazaar. They were having like a flea market. Only paid $1 for it last year, and I sold it for $20. And actually their positive feedback is they said they loved it. So Christmas sells year round. Do not wait until Christmas. Don't wait till Christmas in July. What is this, February? So go ahead and get it listed. All right, this next item here is a Nike Burgundy. It was a golf brand pullover jacket. Paid $3.99 for it and sold it for $18. This one I've sat on a while too, for almost 2 years, a little over 2 years actually. This is an Arizona University gray hoodie with the Sun Devils. Only paid $1.63 for it, and I sold it for $13, so I was just kind of happy to get that moved along. Sometimes college apparel will sell, sometimes it won't. So just do your research if you're not sure. These I picked up recently, and this was a quick flip, so that's why I'm sharing it with you. Sam Edelman is the brand, and these are hit and miss as well, so you just have to look them up because some of them are more desirable than others. But this is a really pretty coral orange slip-on shoe, and the only reason I picked it up is because it was $2. I sold it for $12. Yeah, so I was happy with that. Let's see, what else do I have here? This shirt, this is a dress I sold on Poshmark. I've had this for a while, but I always thought it was beautiful, so I don't know why I sat on it so long. But this is by Ann Taylor, and it's a black and white dress. Paid $4.98 for it, and I sold it for $22 on Poshmark. These were also a nice quick flip. This is Lily Pulitzer. Lily Pulitzer always sells really well and quickly for me. These were a really pretty pair of gold pineapple flip-flops, so that was kind of cool. Picked them up on a 50% off day for $3, and I sold those for $18. A lot of interest on Poshmark, but they ended up selling on eBay. This was just a fun item I wanted to share with you. This is a WWE Vintage Championship belt. It was a toy, and actually didn't even have the Velcro on it. It had worn off. But I only paid $1.50 for it just to see what it would do, and I sold it for $10. So some kid out there is probably enjoying that, or it was probably a prank joke, who knows. This was a nice Quaker Factory blue velour zip-up shirt, and it was brand new. I think it was a QVC tag on it. Paid $4.54 for it and sold it for $18. And that one I have had for over a year. So Quaker Factory, I don't know what makes them special, which ones sell well, because some of them do sell well, but they usually have designs on them, like going to the beach or that type of stuff, schoolhouse, that kind of thing. You can't miss them in the store, and it has a duck on the tag. But this one was just a basic one because it was new is why I picked it up. This was a nice one from 2015 that I've had. This is a Ralph Lauren swim trunks for men. I only paid $2.25 for this and sold them for $10, so I was just happy to get rid of those. Another Ralph Lauren, this is just a basic blue and red striped shirt for men. Paid $2.25, maybe I got them the same day. And I sold that for $11.50, and I've had that one for a really long time too. So, a few more, stick in there with me. Sold this next item on Poshmark, next 2 items actually. This is an Under Armour black hooded tank top. I loved this, but it was definitely not my size. It was really cute and unique. Only paid $1.25 for this, and I sold it for $16 within a week. So this is, Under Armour still does really well for me, so keep your eye out for the Under Armour. This one was really pretty. I don't do too much with jewelry, but if I see things that stand out to me, I will pick them up just to see. But this is a pretty turquoise flower necklace. Paid $3.57 for this and sold it for $25. And the person's feedback is that it was better than it looked in the pictures. So that made me feel great. And again, that was Poshmark. Let's see here, what else do I have? This is a purse that I sold. This is Bagolini. This was just a basic black sling purse. Paid $3 for it, and I sold it for $18. So look out for the Bagolinis. Bagolinis and Travelon are some of my favorite purses to sell. This one was weird. I had never heard of this brand before, but it was cute, so I picked it up in the store, and it was leather. So it's called Junior Drake. It was the beige, little tiny purse. I mean, it was really small. I did pay $4.50 for this, so I must have looked at the comps when I was in the store. I wouldn't have paid that much for it. But I did sell it for $22, so it's a good seller. Let's see here. What else did I sell? I sold this on Poshmark. This is an express pink short sleeve shirt that had rhinestones, and it was sheer on the top. I really wanted to keep this one, but I figured I would list it first because it's more important to get the money in my pocket than to have a shirt in my closet. Clearly paid $1 for it, and I sold it for $15, so I was happy that somebody loved it as much as I did. Let's see here. Another purse here. This is a Vera Bradley black and white. It had really cool stripes on it out of like a patent leather. Probably wasn't leather, but that's what it looked like. Paid $4 for it, and I sold it for $20. So Vera Bradley still sells. Let's see here. Another Under Armour item that I sat on longer than I had expected, but this was a real tree design. It was a hoodie for women because it had a pink trim to it. I paid $6 for it, but I did sell it for $20. So that was nice. This was a weird and unique item, and the only reason I got it was because it was $1, but these are magnetic rollers by Conair. It was really weird. They were like plastic, but the whole kit was there. It was in the bag, original bag, so I picked it up for $1 and sold it for $10. So again, some of the smaller items, they're just the bread and butter in your pocket, but hey, it's still a sale, right? And then these shoes here, these are Nike Zoom Kiger 2 purple sneakers. Paid $4.50 for these and sold them for $20. Some of these Nikes do sell really well, especially the ones that have special graphics on them, so keep your eyes peeled for those. And then I want to show you some of my bigger sales. Let's skim through here. All right, so this, what do I want to share with you first? How about these? These are really pretty. These are Converse white with blue butterflies on them, and I just got around to cleaning them. I've had them for almost 6 months, but I hadn't cleaned them up. They were kind of in my death pile box, but I did finally get them cleaned up. I only paid $4.96 for these. The unique Converse do sell, and I sold them for $40, so I was happy with that, and I probably sold those within 1 or 2 weeks, so that was great. I'm glad I got them cleaned up. These came out of our personal collection. These were my oldest daughter's basketball shoes a few years ago, and when we moved, I found them, and she only ever wore them inside for indoor basketball. But these were Nike Kyrie Irving, sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong, but they're really cool, red and black. She loves red. Sneakers, and I still had the box for them because I knew that I could resell them, so keep the boxes. So at the time, they were actually $80 sneakers that I bought her. Brand new. I know, what was I thinking? But I sold them for $55. So really, $25, pair of shoes for basketball, got my money back. Win-win there. So keep, and look in your closet. Make sure you pull things out of your closet. Let's see, just a few other things here. I loved the sweater and I would have kept it, but I sold it. This is a Tahari, beautiful coral pink, 100% cashmere cardigan. It was so pretty. It was actually called Pure Luxe, and they retail way over $100. But I sold this for $76.10. I was super happy about that. I did pay $13.50 for them though, so you always have to wonder what people pay for things. But the profit on that, I ended up walking away with $50, so I will sell that any day. This next item here was actually a bulk set. So I wanted to show this one to kind of show you guys a little bit of a lesson when you're watching people in their sales videos. Sometimes they just tell you what they sold things for and they celebrate their sales, but what did they pay for it? What is the actual profit? So I wanted to show you this item here. This is Meech. They're the home party brand purses that you can buy. They're magnetic, so you buy the base and then you buy all the covers to go with it, right? So I picked these up. I think there was 6 shells. I had some bases. It also had like a mini base and some handles that went with it. Anyway, I sold them for $80 for the whole set. Celebration, right? And they paid for shipping, right? I paid $21 for all of them. And I decided to sell them as a set. I think it was $3 each or something like that. So in the end, after all the shipping and how all that shook out and my costs, I actually only walked away with $40. That's a great profit. But when you see the $80, you don't always realize what the actual profit is. So I made $40 on this. So I'm completely upfront with you guys. I have nothing to hide. So, and then my last sale that I love, and I have a little bit of a story with it. I'll be quick because this video is long, sorry. But this watch here is by Tommy Bahama, which I love this brand. Again, sitting at checkout, so always look at your checkout. That's my one lesson I want to teach everybody. Look at checkout while you're waiting. It was sitting in a display case, pulled it out. Lo and behold, it was Tommy Bahama. I said, I'll buy it. Didn't even look it up. Paid $5 for it, which is a great price for Tommy Bahama. Stuck it in my purse so that it wouldn't get lost in my bags. And then it stayed in my purse for I don't know how long. I actually went to visit family, went out to lunch. I was digging something out of my purse and found it again. I'm like, oh my gosh, what in the world? Looked it up actually while we were eating lunch and realized that it was worth some money. So got it listed really quickly. It worked, thank goodness. It was a really neat like diving watch almost. I can go underwater. Doesn't look like it, but that's what it was. It had a leather band to it. So anyway, I paid $5 for this and I sold it for $85. So I did make a nice profit on that one. $66.89 was my ending profit, and it went somewhere international. I didn't write that down here. So it's still kind of neat to think about your stuff being around the world. So anyway, so those were kind of my really big sales from February. It was a really exciting month, I thought, and hopefully going into the springtime here, we're going to start selling some more things. I keep hearing my cha-chings and my Poshmark, keep getting some offers. So I will keep you posted. So if you guys have any questions or comments, please leave them down below in the comment section. I'd love to hear your thoughts, or if you want to share some of your great sales, I'd love to hear about it. Also, make sure you like and subscribe to the videos. Make sure you hit the little bell to remind you when the new videos come out. And then Kyla will tell you our ending. What do we say?
Happy thrifting.
Happy thrifting, guys. Until next time.
Happy thrifting.